And so they gave me two characters. My hero is 53, I think, and my heroine is 50, 51. So I have never written characters in their 50s. And I'm
Older.
like, yay! Being someone who's 50 is like, you can be in love at 50.
Welcome, readers. I am so excited that you're here tonight. Tonight, I'm going to be interviewing Katy Lee, and we met last year at the Utah Readers Luncheon, and I didn't realize there was another author who wrote some Amish who lived in Utah. So I'm really excited that she is here. And I'm so excited to have her here, and you're going to love hearing about her book, Christmas Canine Guardians. If you leave a comment or ask a question in the comment section, you'll automatically be entered to win a copy of Katy Lee's book. So let us know what you think about anything, romance, romantic suspense, dogs. I'd love to hear it. Also, please be sure to go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. You'll get advance notice of sales and pre-orders and new releases. It's the best way for you to keep track of what I'm doing with my writing career and with my books. Also, my 3 first Amish that I ever wrote are now in audiobook: Kate's Song, Rebecca's Rose, and Miriam's Quilt. Please go check them out. They are really fun, and I know you're going to love listening to them. So now I'm really excited to introduce Katy Lee. Katy, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm excited to be here too.
So Katy and I met at the Utah Readers Luncheon last year, and I was so excited that she also wrote Amish. She lived in Utah. I had no idea. So that was really fun to make that connection. So Katy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, yes, I live in Utah now. My husband's on the Air Force Base, and I'm a special education teacher here at a school. I'm actually from Connecticut, and we moved out here, I would say about, I think it's been 4 years now, I think.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was
Lose
that
track of
long.
time.
Cool.
But yeah, so I've been here for 4 years. We came out for full-time mission work where we are the house parents to 12 international high school boys. So we are their mom and dad away from their mom and dad from their countries. And so that's what originally brought us out here to do this. And like I said, now he's on the air base, and I'm a teacher, special ed teacher at the school, and I also write. So I know this is a cliche, but I wear many hats between being a teacher, between being a house mom, a mom to my own kids who are now in their 20s, and living their own lives and being productive, and still being there for them, obviously, because you're never really not being a mom anymore. And then I also recently started a literary nonprofit organization called Story Haven Writers, where I now help people who have experienced some kind of trauma to tell their stories, their healing stories, that can then go and help other people through those stories.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's what I'm handling
Such
now. And
amazing
of
things
course, I
you've
write.
accomplished.
I write. I've written over 35 books. Love Inspired Suspense is my main publisher, but I have written for other publishing houses as well. Yeah, so I just signed a 3-book contract with them again, so I'll be writing all summer. And I'll also be holding a high tea fundraiser this summer for the nonprofit. So if you like tea and those little sandwiches and yummy desserts, and you're in the Utah area, I would love to have you come and join us there. New York Times bestselling author Rayanne Thane is going to be the keynote speaker, and she's going to be teaching about the healing power of stories and how our stories, whether they're fiction, nonfiction, whatever, they get out there and they are actually helping people maybe deal with something in their own life that they didn't even know. But our stories do have a lot of healing powers to them, and that's one of the reasons what we do this for.
Okay, well, I will put the information for that in the comment section, so and on this thread so that everybody can see that. That sounds really fun. What's the date of that?
It is July 20th
July 20th.
in Ogden, Utah, at the restaurant Le Crêpe and Ordinary Desserts, it's called. And it's from 2 to 4 in the afternoon on a Saturday. And
Fun.
yeah, and it will have books. We'll have some books for free, and there'll be a few silent auction items as well if there's something that interests you. And I'm really excited. We've been collaborating with a veterans organization to work with veterans who have experienced trauma, and to help them tell their stories. So it's been really fun to collaborate with another nonprofit to do that.
So what is this international house thing that you do? Have you still got 12 boys staying with you?
So they have just left this past weekend, because August 12th they'll be back. So they go home
So
for the summer.
the same group.
Mostly. Sometimes I'll get a new person, because they graduate. So I'll get more boys, different boys coming in. But for the most part, yeah. So the ones that are continuing on will continue to stay, and it's a rewarding process. It can be tough. Trust me. 12 high schoolers. It can be tough sometimes, but yeah, I raised my own three. I understand teenagers, and I can kind of beat them at their little game. um, but at the end of the day, they're still kids, and they're away from their homes and their parents and with their friends. And I consider it an honor to be able to bring them into my home and give them just a safe place, and to say, hey, you're going to be loved on here. Yes, we have rules you have to follow, just like you would at your own home. But I'm your mom here while you're here, and so there is some authority, but at the same time, I'm here to help you and to be successful in school and in your sports and cheer you on and all of that.
Well, tell us about this book and the series that it's a part of. It sounds really fun.
So each year, Love Inspired Suspense does a canine continuity, and every month, I believe starting in March, so not January, February, but starting in March, they release one book a month, and it's going to tell the whole story of something, of an event, of a crime or something. And so this year's is called the Mountain Country Canine Unit. It takes place in Wyoming, Montana area. My book takes place up in Jackson Hole, which is just fun. I love going up to the Tetons. And so it was really fun to write a book there. So my book is part of the series. It's the last one in the series. So it comes out at the end of November, beginning of December. And that is going to be the Christmas book. And I with another author, Lenora Worth is the other author in the book. And that book is called Christmas Canine Guardians, even though there's two stories in the book, mine and Lenora's. And but they bring the whole series together, which is always nice to write the ending, because you get to have all the characters from all the books come together and put them in those final stories, and kind of tie the whole thing off with a bow right before Christmas.
Oh, I love that. So it's two stories in one book. I know Lenora, she's so fabulous. So that's really fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was excited to write this story because they assign you your characters. You don't really get to pick them. The publisher
really?
assigns them. And so they gave me two characters. My hero is 53, I think, and my heroine is 51. So I have never written characters in their 50s.
Olders.
Being someone who's 50 is like, we can be in love at 50.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So it was fun to write these characters and give them their own happily ever after.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
I've asked my guests if they have a quote or some sort of a thought that they would want to share with us that has been meaningful to them.
Okay. So I would say, for me, Voltaire's quote, "Writing is the painting of the voice," has kind of been my quote that I have used since I started writing back in 2010. Uh,
Mm.
and to me, when I write my books and before I turn them into the editor, I read them out loud, and it is almost like when I'm reading it, I'm listening for that rhythm of the story, and it is just like music,
Mm.
and it really just feels like art. And so when something doesn't sound right, it literally feels like a note that doesn't belong there, or a misplaced stroke of a paintbrush.
Okay, here's the last question.
Okay,
You're stuck on a desert island. What three things would you take with you?
how did I get there?
Well, you know.
Well, I would hope I would have my glasses so I can see what I'm doing,
Mm.
because I don't think I can. I have contacts in today, but yeah, I would do my glasses for
You know,
sure.
that is such a good thing because I always think of all these different things, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to function.
Nope,
So
nope, I would be useless without that. So yeah, definitely my glasses. I'd have to say I would hope I have my Bible with me. It is my daily guide, and yeah, I would hopefully have that with me, and um, a pen with never-ending ink. Is that possible? Although even if I have to write in the sand with my finger, I will continue to write because
Boy, that is how I feel too. I think, you know, if I'm stuck in a dark prison somewhere, as long as I have endless ink and endless paper, I think I'd be okay
I will be
just
fine. Yep,
writing all sorts of stories.
lots of them. Yep, lots of.
I went to this very boring meeting a couple of weeks ago. And anyway, I won't tell you what it was for, but I took a notebook because I kind of wondered if it was going to be boring. And I wrote out my next scene. And in one of my books, I thought, this is so great. You know, I have instant entertainment. So the person who was presenting thought I was just hanging on every word he said
Right,
because
right. You're right.
yeah. I was writing so fast.
That's
Well, Katie, thank you so much for being with me. And readers, go check out Christmas Canine Guardians. It's going to be out in November and
Yep. I'm
sounds
giving
like
away
such a fun book.
yes, I'm giving away an early release copy, so it'll probably come in September.